All right. So yes, we just saw some sort of individual leap across the fence, flames glowing in their hand, a manic look in their eyes, a psychotic smile across their face, and just generally not a just having running towards us and having a look of some either some unusual deformities about their physiology, and heading towards us. And
Not a well-balanced, stable individual.
no, probably also not the healthiest of individuals just by looking at them. Rolling for initiative now.
Oh, what a waste of a natural 20.
All right, well, you're going first.
Yep.
All right, and how many points do you have so I can keep track of that?
52.
All right. Well, our assailant here has rolled a 19. So he is going next.
How about you?
I have an 8. All right, so now that this individual is running towards us, you can get a slightly better look at him.
Right.
He's unusual. There are deformities and there are anomalies in his physiology that you've never seen in any other humanoid before. It's actually hard to tell what humanoid species this individual belonged to.
Okay.
It could
have a lot of deformities then.
Well, it doesn't have the shape of a dragonborn. Doesn't have horns like a tiefling. So it does rule out some of the more exotic races. But nevertheless, it's unusual. There's areas where you see scales, which you've seen on sorcerers before. There's areas where their skin almost looks metallic.
Okay.
Their eyes crackle with electricity periodically, or become these black voids into nothingness, and just see their hair moves back and forth almost of its own volition, and they crackle with energy almost. But you are up first, so you see this individual coming towards you, flames leaping up in their hands. What are you going to do?
How far away is this individual?
Just up the fence and running towards us, so probably within 100 feet.
Well, it's out of range of some stuff, but I think I'll just go for Firebolt, just to start it off.
Okay. Make her attack roll.
That will be 18 to hit.
Hits. Roll damage.
For 7 points.
Alright. Firebolt impacts. Does the amount of damage you expect, but this individual keeps coming.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be dissuaded that easily.
Yeah.
The next thing I want to do is put some distance between you and I.
Okay.
Just in case this thing has an area effect spell. I'm going to head laterally my move rate, so 30 feet from you.
Alright then. So you move laterally away from me. Alright.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, we're forming a triangle. Him,
Yes.
and I. Oh, also, I want to keep an eye on those 2 patrolling guys.
Alright. They're off in the distance still at this moment, as far as you can tell. Since you're just casually glancing over at them. Alright, so now we come to the Thaumaturgist Prototype's turn. What are you going to do? Well, there's 2 targets. Let's see.
Oh, I hit him. Wow.
Yeah, it is aiming at me.
Really? That's really unusual. It's not our usual trend.
No, it is not. Alright. Yeah. Brings its hands together, and you watch as 3 rays of fire shoot out towards me.
Scorching ray?
Yep. Alright, so that's 3 attack rolls towards me.
So not as spent in casting spells as I thought, because there's a lot of fire here.
Alright, well, 1 is a total of 6. So that's a miss.
Yep.
The next one is a 22.
Hits.
And a total of 20.
2 hits.
2 hits. Alright, so that's 4d6 fire damage to me. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. They were all 6s.
What? Seriously? He just took 24 points of damage?
I mean, once again, this proves nothing, but also it's very hard to hold. Alright, it's too hard to hold up 4d6s. Yes, they were all 6s.
Ow!
Alright, well, that was painful.
Yeah. I take it this manic creature is still running towards us?
Yep, hasn't stopped.
Does it still have the usual humanoid move rate of 30?
Yes.
Alright, that's at least fine now.
As his bonus action on its turn, you see that energy fuel it again, but it's odd. We've seen sorcerers call upon some sort of innate aspect of their magic to alter their spells in some way. We've seen meta magic used before, but this seems almost like it's doing it to itself. We've not seen this before.
Okay.
And there's one more thing which I need to do here. After the scorching rays fire off, you feel this surge in the field of in the field environment of magic at the moment. We've experienced it before.
Around Bree, I assume?
What?
Around Bree, I assume?
Yep, we've seen wild magic like this before, and it seems to revitalize it in some way. And that's its turn.
Alright.
Alright, we come to my turn now. Ow!
Yeah. Take a greater healing potion to start it all off.
Yeah, for a bonus action, I think I will. Where is... Alright, that's the last greater healing potion I have. I will definitely use that here because that was painful.
Yeah.
Yes, I say, I don't think we can afford half measures with this thing.
No.
Alright.
Really not.
I regained 17 hit points.
That's good.
Yep. Alright, that brings me up to 43 hit points. Alright. Now, what am I going to do to this thing?
Well,
Too far for Frostbreath currently. No.
hit him with the ring of the ram, all charges.
No, one second. What's the range on that?
I think it's 60 feet, which is where he's at.
No, he's 70 feet away. He was 100 feet on your turn when you fought, and he moved up 30 feet.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just going to double check the ring because I didn't mark the range down. Yeah, 60 feet. So that's too far currently.
Yep.
Instead, well, because I have the dice right here, I think I'll just hit him with Magic Missile at second level.
Mm.
And probably not roll nearly as well as I did on that potion.
Well, the potion was more important.
Yeah, no, not nearly as good. 13 points of force damage.
Right.
He takes the damage, but it's unusual. It doesn't seem to care. Is the only way I can describe it.
Yeah, doesn't seem surprising.
All right. At this point, after the slight lull, after the spells leave, we hear that the stomping footsteps of those mechanical soldiers.
Yep.
Getting closer.
Okay, I want to keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
Matter
They're not here yet, but they're definitely. I'm adding them to the initiative order now.
All right.
They have an initiative of 9.
I want to keep crazy guy between them and us.
Okay.
At least as long as I can, anyway.
Probably going to take them a few rounds to get within range,
Yep.
but they're alerted.
All right.
All right, so we come to you at the top of the round now.
Yes. Well,
you did see me just have to use one of the 2 potions I have on hand at the moment in the first round of combat.
you know. I know. I'm not fireballing an individual. I'll wait till they get here.
Fireball does do a lot of damage, though.
Yes, it does. I think I will fire off a second level chromatic orb.
Okay. That's another attack roll on your part.
Yep. That'll be a 24.
Yeah, that hits. I assume this is you set the orb to fire.
Might as well. Fire seemed to work on it last time.
Yeah.
All right. Come on, chromatic orb.
This is a fair bit of damage, 4d8.
That'll be 22 points of damage.
Yeah. It feels this one, and you see it buckles backwards, but comes back up and still keeps charging, and still grinning the entire time.
I'm gonna back up 30 feet.
Yeah. Ah, that was something I forgot to do on my turn.
Yeah, I forgot to mention it too. I wanted you to do that. Because he's going to keep running and firing spells. I want to keep out of his range. Well, I don't want to close with him. I'm not sure what that would be like. Probably try to bite me or something.
Alright.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about that, there was teeth marks on some of those people at that wagon, right?
Yes. Lose one body.
Does this individual look like they could have done that?
At the moment, it's impossible to tell. That will probably be an after battle thing.
Yeah, but that thought just occurred to me.
Yeah. Alright, so we come to...
Crazy! Alright, what's Crazy Dude doing?
It's his turn, so... Yeah, you see it drawing on that energy from its that magical energy from its essence again, but this time it's bringing its hand together and it's casting a spell at the same time. You've seen sorcerers do this, and you see it bring its hands together into a very familiar-looking tiny ball of fire, which is being cast much quicker than it should be.
Oh joy! He's quickened the spell, and it's fireball.
Yeah. However, I know what fireball is, so I can recognize it straight away.
Yeah.
And as it leaves his hand, I bring up my hand and I create this rippling blue pattern of blue magic in front of me, and the fireball basically dissipates before he reaches me as I cast counterspell as a reaction.
Yeah, probably a good idea. He's only going to get one of us, but that's not something you want to have to shrug off.
Okay. So as the fireball fails, you suddenly see again. You feel that surge in the weave of magic around in the area,
yep.
And you suddenly watch as this kaleidoscopic pattern of colors just emanates around this creature. All right.
I'm gonna avert my eyes from that just in case.
Yeah. It only looks like it doesn't reach out that far. It only reaches about 10 feet, so we're both out of it.
Okay.
But sorry?
He affected by it?
He's in the center of it. We're going to find out. All right. Wisdom saving throw. What is your saving throw bonus for... it rolled an 8. It's hard to tell with this thing, to be perfectly honest.
Has it stopped running?
Yeah, it stopped running at the moment. And it seems to just be looking around. Just every single thing in the immediate vicinity seems to be catching its attention at the moment, all at once.
All right.
And
not attacking us for the moment.
No, it looked like it was about to do something. But it seems to have stopped for the moment.
Right.
All right. We hear the sound of the soldiers getting closer as they move and use their action to dash. The armor seems to be slowing them down a little bit as you keep an eye on them. They're not moving as quickly as an average person would.
Let me know when they're relatively close to the guy standing there gawking at the kaleidoscope of colors.
That's gone now, by the way. It's faded.
Okay.
That was momentary. They are still a few hundred feet away from our fight.
Okay.
But, yeah. And then we come to me. I said, all right, well, I'm not entirely sure what just happened there.
Okay.
But I see me take a moment and I figure out this. I think he's cast a confusion spell on himself.
Good old wild magic.
Alright.
I'm hoping he fireballs himself. That's what I'm rooting for.
I mean, probably should just blast him with something else.
That magic missile? Man.
Sorry?
He's taking a fair amount of damage.
Yeah, it's taking a fair amount of damage, so... we have some soldiers coming. Okay, I'm going to move up 10 feet.
So you're moving towards him.
I'm just going 10 feet, though.
Yeah.
So I'm 60 feet. I'm going to hit him with Frostbite, and then I can move back, obviously.
You're hitting with a cantrip? Alright.
Yeah. There's two more soldiers. There's two soldiers coming this way.
Yeah.
He seems to be incapacitated for the moment. Unfortunately, he shrugs that off with an 18. Yeah, no, sorry. Not even close. I said that was a mistake. And I'm going to move 20 feet away on an angle away from him and you.
All right.
All right. So we come back to the top of the round, which is you now.
Yes.
So he's a little out of it at the moment due to the effects of the confusion spell.
Yep. Well, actually, I think I'm gonna stick with a winning plan here.
And what is that?
Damage him.
Okay.
I'm going to. I'm going to hit him with another second level for chromatic orb.
Okay. Roll another attack roll.
Oh, that's a terrible number. Didn't exist. I'm gonna try again.
Okay, you're rolling with luck. I don't think this spell makes him any easier or harder to hit, so his armor class is unchanged.
Would a 12 hit him?
No, that's a miss. Second point of luck, then. This is a second level.
3.
This is a second level spell. If you want to roll again, you rolling again.
Yeah.
This is all your luck gone then.
That will be a 15 to hit.
That hits.
Oh,
Just hits, but hits.
better than missing. Wow. 3 points of luck in 6 seconds. All gone.
Yep. This could do a lot of damage, though.
If I didn't roll 2 ones.
All right.
That is 14 points of damage.
All right. You see it hit him,
Yep.
which does knock him out of his stupor, and you watch as he grabs his head, and there's a buildup of energy around him. You can he's not standing on his feet anymore. He's being held in place by all this energy for a moment. And then it collapses, the field of energy collapses inwards and then explodes.
He explodes.
He explodes. So here's the good news.
We're out of the blast radius.
Yes. Neither of us is within the 30-foot radius of this explosion.
Okay.
But there's a smoking crater to where he was standing.
Were the other 2 buddies there coming up within that range?
Not even close, though. It's going to take them a few rounds to get here. All
Alright.
right. Speaking of which, it is their turn next, because he's dead.
Oh, nope. I'm going to head back 30 feet.
Okay, you move back 30 feet.
Yeah.
All right, you see the soldiers coming in now. They have to use, again, their action and movement to dash. They are, because I moved towards them, I'm basically 150 feet from them. And you are 210 feet away from them.
Yeah, I moved back quite a bit.
And to be fair, most of the village is in between us and them. Of course, we do know those Bidens shoot bolts of energy.
Yes. Familiar with that.
But that's their turn at the moment.
So I would suggest you take your turn to run back to me,
Yep.
and then dash back to me and get closer to me.
Yep, okay, I'm going to do that. That's still... basically that gets me close to you.
Yeah, you're still a fair ways off, about 10 feet. I think.
Yeah.
Well, this way. This way we're still...
Yes.
All right, so they're a ways
They
off.
are currently 210 feet away from you at the start of your turn.
All right, I am going to spend my action with my owl's help to see if I can spot anybody else moving in all of this.
Alright, roll a perception check with advantage.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Alright, with that, as your owl's flying around, you can see the 2 soldiers coming towards us with their Bidens.
Yep.
You see the flames burning in the village, the smoke rising, a lot of bodies. The crater where the... whatever it was.
Yep.
You see nothing else in the immediate area. No other individuals.
Okay, so no other movement at all.
No.
No other sounds, because it is sound. She also has very keen hearing.
Nothing above the roar of fire and the current stomping of the soldiers coming towards us.
I just wanted to check that out.
Okay.
And I'll pop her out of existence so she'll get shot.
All right.
I'll just stand here and wait.
All right. Takes them. All right. They spend their turn moving another 50 feet towards us.
Yep.
They are just outside the range of most of our spells at this point. They're about 160 feet away.
Okay.
And we know that those Bidens don't have as good range as we do.
No. So they're 160 feet away, you said?
Yep.
They're going to be 110 feet away on the next round. Perfect.
Yep. All right, it's my turn. I think I'm just going to wait until they're within range. Fortunately, they're too far for frostbite, so I have to actually hold a spell for this. I'm going to hold a magic missile until one comes within its 120-foot range, which should be next turn, as we've calculated.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what I'm holding, and we come to you now.
Well, they're out of range, so I will hold a cantrip. I'll hold firebolt.
Yeah. All right.
As soon as one of them is 120 away, I'll fire it at that one.
All right. So we come to their turn. They spend their turn moving 50 feet. So they're 110 feet. So they're going to be, as they're moving, they're going to be reaching the 120 mark for both the range of our spells.
Yep.
Are we aiming for separate ones or the same one?
I was going for the one on the right. Doesn't matter. I rolled a 3, so that's only a 9. I'm pretty sure a 9 misses.
It basically, the firebolt skims off of the side of the shoulder plate. Nothing. All right. Magic missile, on the other hand, does not require a roll. 11 points of force damage to the lead one. All right, the bolts impact it.
Yep.
Dents the armor in. Doesn't seem to react to the pain, really, but it took damage. Alright. So, that was their turn. So we come to me now.
Yep.
Alright, well, I think I'm just going to hit that one again with Magic Missile. Seemed very effective. Almost identical results. Different, 11 damage again, but just different numbers. It's taking, the bolts are piercing and blasting through in various areas, and we should be seeing exposed flesh or bleeding from the amount of damage that's done to this thing. These are not living creatures. These are constructs of some sort.
So you did another 11, so that's 22.
It's 22 points of damage, yeah. That one's looking relatively banged up. I'd say it looks bloodied, except it definitely doesn't have any blood. We're definitely coming to the conclusion that these are some sort of mechanical creatures.
Move back.
Yep, I'm going to move back 30 feet.
And I am going to pull up my wand of magic missiles. I'll spend 2 charges on the damaged one.
Yep.
That's a terrible magic missile. 12 points of damage.
All right. Well, you're thinking, that was such a waste of the charges on the wand, as basically the 4 bolts blast through it in key points, and it's moving, and then it tumbles and crumples to the ground and stops. You've disabled it, you're pretty sure, as it falls to the ground.
Cool.
There's still one more coming, though.
I'll move back 30 feet.
Okay. Well,
they're slower than us, so...
They are slower than us, and they're having to dash, and they are not intelligent enough to realize that.
Okay.
That is the unfortunate thing. So it spends it's trying to get within range. It's holding its Biden ready to fire, but we know for a fact those things only have a range of 90 feet.
it will be able to. Well, it should be. It was 110. I moved back to 140. It's going to be a 90.
Yeah.
It dashed.
Yes, but it had to use its action to dash.
Yeah.
So it can't not shoot this turn.
Yeah. Well, I am going to.
So I'm up next after that.
Yeah.
All right. I say, I'm using a lot of spells on this. I'm not. It says this is too well planned to just be these things.
Yeah, I know. That's why I spent that round trying to find additional something. Well, they're very well hidden.
Yes, they are. Unfortunately, I can't do much apart from just hit it with magic missile at this point. At this range, that's my only real offensive option, unfortunately.
Well, don't worry about it. I can firebolt it.
Right. In that case, I'm going to move back, and I'm just going to use my 30 feet. I'm going to use my action, and I'm going to try and take a look around.
Right. Well, maybe you'll roll better than a natural 20.
No. I rolled a 5. That's my turn. So we come to you now.
All right, firebolt.
All right, rolled hit.
No.
All right, another glancing blow from that. I take it you move back.
Yeah.
All right. We come to its turn. It moves up 25 feet. Is frustrated. If it could feel emotion, it would be if of the fact that it can't. We're still out of range, and it moves its action to dash up again, 50 feet.
All right.
So it's now within 70 feet of us.
Yeah, it is gaining.
It is gaining every round. And next round, we're both intelligent enough to know that the next round it's going to be able to move and then fire.
If we stay working, that's fine.
All right, we come to my turn again.
Yep.
All right, I still don't see anything. I said, I think this is a bit of a waste of time. We should probably just focus on this thing for the moment. But I use my action to try and look around and don't see anything, and then I'm going to move back again.
Right.
So we come to you now, but I'm also getting nowhere with that, so I'm going to stop doing it.
It's getting worse.
All right.
Roll that
Natural 1?
Yeah.
All right, the firebolt goes wide and goes into the village and
set something on fire.
That's something that was not on fire before on fire, but let's be honest. It's not going to make much difference.
I've rolled a maximum of 3 trying to hit this thing.
All right, so I take you move back now?
Yeah.
We come to its turn. We're
Like
now 100 feet from it, and it moves up 25 feet. So it's within 85 feet now.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, 75 feet now. Which means that it's within range.
Alright. Time to fire away there, buddy.
Alright. It is going to point its bite towards you.
Yep.
And it is going to fire off 2 blasts from it. Because it has a multi-attack.
Oh.
Alright, it rolled a 10
Misses.
and a natural 1, but the natural 1 was the second roll.
Yeah, that's fine.
So both blasts strike or go off far. We've seen the last time we saw these things, they launched arcs of electricity or bolts of lightning almost. These are more like condensed beams of blue energy that freeze the ground where they strike.
Oh.
This is similar to magic that I've used. So these bitings work slightly differently.
Okay.
First time I got into range, it misses both shots.
So it can fire 2 shots around.
Yes.
That's not good.
Well, we come to my turn, and I've come to the conclusion that I'm not going to be able to figure out what's going on while also having to evade this thing. So let's just try and finish that off. Magic missile at second level. Four, and 1 plus 4. So 17 points of force damage.
Yeah, good one.
It takes all of them blast into it, and basically you can see cracks and forming along its plates, and you can see some exposed gearwork now inside. Okay. If we didn't already know that these things were constructs, we'd have this would be a dead giveaway. We come to your turn now.
All right, 2 more charges on the wand. 13 points of damage.
All right, it looks like it's about to lose its footing and fall to the ground, but it keeps standing up and it keeps moving, but it's very badly damaged at this point.
Yeah. I'm not gonna bother moving.
All right. So we come to its turn.
Yep.
It has no sense of self-preservation because it has no sense of self.
Yeah.
Right, it aims its biant first at me and then you, and fires off each bolt at one of us.
Okay.
Oh, it's rolling better now. So that's a 19 towards me.
Yeah.
And a 23 towards you.
Well, nothing's gonna stop that.
All right. So
My first damage this.
So it does 8 points of cold damage to me, but thanks to the boots, I'm resistant to cold, so that halves to 4.
Oh, there you go.
And for you... No, wait, sorry. Yeah, it's 1d12 plus 1. It does 4 points of cold damage to you as well.
Alright. How much damage had you taken beforehand?
Sorry?
How much damage were you down already? I can't remember.
I'm currently at 39 hit points, so I'm down 11. Yeah, the potion helped.
Yeah, quite a bit. Otherwise, you'd be down 28 hit points.
All right. So my turn. I don't bother trying to step away from this thing. I'm actually going to step closer and hit it with Frostbite.
All right.
All right. It rolls a total of 8. I do 9 points of cold damage, and much as it tried to do with us, I freeze it in place. Alright, so after the ice finishes crystallizing around its metal form,
yep.
You take a moment, and it seems like we're out of the fight for the moment.
So it's solidly frozen?
Yep.
Oh, alright.
It's not moving. Whatever mechanisms are inside it, I froze to the point of they no longer function.
Well, I've watched enough horror movies. I'm gonna firebolt it just to be safe.
Okay. Make an attack roll. With advantage because it's not moving.
13 hit it?
You miss even with it frozen.
I gotta do it again. 21.
That does hit.
All right. Does it
And roll damage.
17 points of damage.
It does. The ice basically and the flames cannot light, and there's a explosion of steam and water pressure, and it just crumples down to the ground.
All right. Now the problem is who's orchestrating this, because those two didn't seem to have any brains.
No, none.
Crazy dude didn't seem to have any control over himself. Someone must be lurking somewhere.
I said, well, there is one possibility that comes to mind now that we have a moment.
They're invisible.
Yes, there's a possibility that I do still have a scroll of see invisibility.
Oh yeah, we've never used that, have we?
No.
Well, if a nat 20 doesn't locate them, yeah, use it. Let's find this thing.
I take out the scroll and I read it. I read the incantation on it, and my eyes glow brightly. And I look around and I look up into the air, and I say, "Ah, this is they're using some of my tricks." I say,
They're flying.
"Nope." I just point. You can't see anything, but I say, "There is a." I say, there is a sensor. There's a magically conjured sensory organ up there. It's like an eye, similar to what my clairvoyance spell can conjure.
What's the range on clairvoyance?
1 mile.
Oh, good God.
They could be. They could be. They have to be relatively nearby, though. At least I suspect. But yes, they can be
A
within
mile.
a mile.
All right.
But I think someone's watching from a distance.
All right.
They may have heard us. Or they just stopped concentrating on the spell.
Why is it
The sensor's gone.
Oh. I guess
I can maintain this spell. This spell lasts an hour though, so I don't have to concentrate on it. So,
all right, I am going to have my owl do a search pattern.
all right.
A 15 to find this individual.
All right. So with a 15, where I have to ask, where are you looking specifically? What are you looking for?
It's going to go up and then start spiraling out and further and further and further.
Okay.
Looking for, well, at this point, the court of the seven seems to be responsible.
It's fairly obvious that they're involved somehow.
Looking for whatever I would imagine a clockwork sorcerer would look like.
All right. Well, as you're looking around, you don't see anyone with that role, but you see something in the distance which looks somewhat promising. In the distance near the hills, there seems to be a cave or an old mine entrance that your owl can see with that roll. You think if there was a place that they would want to hold up, it might be in there.
All right, that's all I see.
Apart from the burning village and everything else, yeah, it's you don't see anyone with that roll. So
okay, I'm gonna have my owl. How far away is that from us?
It's probably about a 10-minute walk, or about if we run, we can get there much quicker.
More than 120 feet.
Yes.
I'll pop my owl out of existence. I will instruct. I'll have her reappear.
Yep.
Tell her to fly to a tree that's nearby there.
Yes. Okay.
Perch, watch it, and warn me if someone leaves that cave, and we're going to beeline for it.
Okay. So we start running that way. I still have see invisibility for the next hour.
Yeah, might as well.
No, it's not concentration. So yeah, I just keep it up for the whole entire time.
Yeah, I'll just dodge all the ethereal plane stuff that you see.
Yeah, I do see into the ethereal plane. That's true.
Yep. It's not real.
Oh, well, it is. It's just not on this plane of existence.
Yeah, can't hurt you.
All right, I am going to ask for a Constitution check as we're running there.
Oh, good God, the way I've been rolling. Oh, apparently I have decided that bad rolls are enough. 20 altogether.
Okay, I have an 11. It wasn't a hard check, so we're both able to make it there without having to stop for a breather.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So we make it to the entrance of this mine or cave, whatever it is.
Yep.
Right.
And my owl didn't see anything leave the cave.
Not yet, no.
Okay. I
will have your owl make a perception check, though, as we are approaching, just so you can... Doesn't see anything, might hear something, though.
17.
17? All right. She hears a familiar stomping footsteps from within the cave.
Oh, this is before we got there?
Yes, we hear that as we're approaching. She alerts you of that.
Right.
Sounds like more of those clockwork soldiers.
That's a promising sign.
Mhm.
Okay.
They seem to be on alert for us.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Those sensors basically ruin any chance of us giving a surprise. So this is a cave or a mine entrance?
It's now that we're here, it looks like a natural cave that's received some supports. That's about it on the outside. I said, well, if we want to find out what's in there, I could also cast clairvoyance.
It'll take like 10 minutes.
It does take 10 minutes, yes. But if we want to find out what the inside is like, I can do that. Or we can just go in. It's up to you.
10 minutes is a long time.
Yep. Well, they're on alert, so they'll be ready for any familiar that goes in, unless their familiar is invisible. I don't have that spell prepared.
I have invisibility prepared, but I wouldn't waste it on a familiar. Could cast that third level and you can both go in invisible.
Yeah, we could try sneaking in if you want. That's a way in.
Yeah, I think I want to do that.
All right.
So I cast invisibility at third level.
And I can still see you.
Right.
All right.
And
So we are both invisible.
And I'm going to get my familiar out of this plane of existence because I don't want her to be seen for starters.
Yep.
And shot for a second.
All right. You want to summon your familiar?
Yep.
Are we proceeding in then?
Then we proceed in.
All right. Stealth checks with advantage. Natural 20.
Well, at least I don't have the natural 1. But I do have the 3. So 8.
So 8. All right. Natural 20 and 8. That does still balance out somewhere above 10 at least. All right, well, they are on alert, so let's give them their perception check.
Yeah.
All right, so the average of 28 is 14. So that's what I was setting it against.
Yeah.
And as we go in, you can first of all you can move on to the next image if you want together. Okay, so this looks a little different here because these suits of armor are not there. We also can't. There is light up ahead, so we can see some things. We basically can see up to about here. Is it where that pillar is?
So we can see to here?
Yeah, we can see into that chamber there. All right. So the suits of armor are not where they are on the map. I just put them there as a reminder.
Yeah.
They are actually standing basically in between that entranceway here.
Oh, they're here?
No, a bit closer, basically to where this opening goes into here.
Yeah.
Okay, right about there. And they're holding their bidents, and they are on watch. They don't seem to notice it come in, but they are in the way.
Can we walk around them?
Around? No, we'd have to walk between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there enough space?
There is enough space for that, but it's going to be a separate stealth check because we're going to be walking right between them, and it's going to be finicky to do that.
All right. I think it's worth a try.
Okay.
Because these are just guards. They're not thinking.
No.
All
right. So we're both going to roll one more stealth check with advantage.
Yeah.
But the DC isn't against passive perceptions for it. It's going to be slightly higher because we're just trying to go through them.
$15.
15. All right. I have a 14.
All right. That's something.
That is something. So as a group stealth check, that's not. This is actually not. All right.
14 if you're rounding down, 15 if you're rounding up.
Yeah. So basically, what we rolled.
Yep.
All right. It's close, but we both managed to get through. They don't have very high perception, so
Yeah.
we avoided bumping into them, which is probably what that would have taken. It was close, though.
All right. Well, I'll take close as long as it's in our advantage.
I did have that set as at a 15, and the, the group DC was just enough.
Yeah.
All right, so we come into. So basically, we can see the pillar. There's a natural pillar in the center of this cave that supports the ceiling. Basically, it's a stalag. Basically, it's a stalagmite that's basically dripped down to the floor to form with a stalagmite into a natural pillar.
Sure.
Yeah. So we can see that there is a laboratory setup in here as we look around. And there is one other individual in here.
All right. The person that we're after, most likely.
Yeah. All right. She is a lot shorter than we thought she would be.
Oh, it's a she.
Yeah. And she is a gnome, which we recognize because we've seen gnomes before. We've grown up around one.
Yeah.
And she seems to be running around frantically searching for something.
Okay. And not.
By the way, it is not well organized in here that well. It's
aware
there's
of our
some.
presence.
Sorry?
Not aware of our presence.
All right. We are going to. Let's see. Passive perception. And going off of doesn't seem to be aware of our presence. There is there's one other thing we notice in here.
Yep.
Off in the corner here, where basically the natural corner of this room that has no bookshelves in it, that area.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, there is a cart there.
Okay.
There's no horses, but then again, if they have, if she has clockwork soldiers, she may not need them. And there is a cage on top of said cart.
Anything in the cage?
Nope. It's currently open.
Would it be big enough to hold
A person? It's large enough to hold a good-sized person, yeah.
All right. So that's how they got here.
Mm-hmm.
So they're experimenting on people, creating things. Well, I wouldn't put anything past them.
No. So it does occur to us at this point that this individual does not know we're here.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. The bad news is we are kind of pincered between her and her soldiers.
True. But we do get a nice surprise round of blasting her.
Yes, on her.
Oh, yeah, just her. Yeah.
Unlikely to. So, what is the plan here?
I suggest whispering in your ear, because you know where I am.
Yes.
That simultaneously you blast her with the Ring of the Ram, all the charges, because you have advantage to hit.
Yep.
And I'm going to hit her with another spell as well.
Fireball may not be the best choice in here.
No, I'm not fireballing in here.
As we're discussing and planning this, you see she reaches into one of the bookshelves and pulls out something. Ah, there it is. And she holds up a small stone about the size of a carved pebble, but it's carved into the face of a person, carved in the shape of a face with an open mouth.
Oh, crap. So that's our signal. Hit her now.
All right. So you are all right. I'm going to hit her with the Ring of the Ram.
Yep.
For once again, using all 3 charges.
Yep.
Someday, I'll probably end up using less.
And I'm going to hit her with Firebolt.
All right. What was?
With a 15 to hit.
It's a 7 to hit with the ring. All right. 15 to hit.
Yeah.
1 second. Hits. Don't forget you have advantage.
Yeah. That was with advantage.
And I roll 24 to hit.
There you go.
All right, so roll your 2d10, and I will roll my 6d10.
I know, this is stupid.
This is potentially 80 points of damage here.
Yep.
Have you rolled yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, what'd you roll?
17.
17. I rolled 36.
Holy crap.
All right, so that is 53 points of damage in total.
Yeah.
Which is enough to more than hit points than either of us has. All right. As she's about to. All right, so we both become visible as this happens, obviously.
Yep.
So as she's about to speak into the stone, and she turns over to her, I say smite, and I release the ram's head just as you were casting firebolt.
Yep.
Right. So both spells impact her at the same time, and your firebolt hits her, sets her ablaze, and the ring of the ram blasts her back into the corner of the room, and she doesn't even have time to say anything or react in any way. She is killed instantly because she is taken by surprise.
He's dead.
What?
He's dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
Wow.
And then, of course, the suits of armor turn around and see us, and we are rolling for initiative.
All right.
I now have a 7 initiative. Oh, they rolled well.
You have a 7?
I have a 7. What do you have?
I have 14.
All right. They rolled really well. They have a 19.
All right. They're up first.
Yes, and if they could be ashamed of the fact that they failed in their mission, they would be, but they can't. And we don't have the advantage we had last time of being able to run around forever in here.
Yeah.
All right. There are 2 of them, and there are 2 of us.
Okay.
All right, so the one's on you.
That's gonna hurt.
Okay, one rolls a 6.
Yep.
And the other attack is a total of 20.
All right, then I can do about
7 points of cold damage to you. All right, and then a 2 on me. 10 and 18, so again, only 1 hit. Okay, so that's 10 points of cold damage, which halves to 5.
Yep.
Resistance is your friend here.
I was just thinking that myself.
All right, we both get blasted, and they start approaching towards us because, well, they can fight us from far or up close.
All right. I'm up next.
They only move 25 feet, so they're basically blocking us in here now.
Yep. Well, I assume they're going to probably... Well, they're not intelligent, so they might try to do something silly like close with us, but most likely they should sit back and pepper us with.
Well, at the moment, they've only moved up to basically by the pillar there, so they're keeping us from exiting the room mostly.
All right.
We come to you now.
All right.
So you just got hit with one of their frost blasts from the staff. What are you gonna do?
I am going to cast a first level spell as a bonus action. I'm going to cast Expedition's Retreat
Okay.
while hanging onto my transmuter stone.
Yeah.
And I'm going to change its protection to cold resistance.
Okay. So you now also have cold resistance, but you lose your proficiency in Constitution saving throws.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right. And you run out very quick.
Oh, very quick.
Yeah.
I can't cast any other spells. So...
You can hit him with a cantrip.
Alright, I'll do that. Firebolt! I'm rolling really, really badly. 11?
Yeah, that hits the wall, I'm afraid. Yeah. Technically, one of them has half cover, so I assume you were aiming for the other one.
Well, yeah. Rolling bad enough. I'm not
Alright.
going to give myself a
You
disadvantage.
still have 60 feet of movement you can move.
I ended up leaving you behind.
That's a relative term in this space.
True, we could circle around the pillar and just leave them here. But,
They are currently standing in such a way, even if we go past them down the corridor, they'll get an attack of opportunity.
I'm gonna stick it out here for the moment. I'm gonna stand roughly around here and shoot the spells.
Alright. So we come to my turn. Well, they're not far away at this point, so I'm going to take one step closer just to get the range right, and then I'm going to hit both with Frost Breath.
Oh, there you go. You're a big spell.
Yeah.
Not like I got a fireball in here.
Yeah, it doesn't exactly work. Who do I want? Yeah, sure, why not? I'm going to give one of them a 10 because they didn't seem to weather Constitution saving throws too well. So one of them, so one gets an 11. I mean, the other one's going to rolls a 15, also fails.
All right. So they're both blocks of ice. Well, restrained.
Okay, 17 points of cold damage. Pretty good.
Cool. Yeah.
And they are both frozen.
Excellent.
Wimed in ice, so they're restrained, yes.
Yes. Well,
And
they can try to break free now. It's their turn.
their turn. Well, they do have a certain form of intelligence, so I'm going to give them an intelligence check first to see if they're going to try and do that.
What's the other opportunity? Oh, I suppose they can just shoot us. If
They can't. Yeah, they're going to go with that. They are not intelligent enough to try and break free first, I'm afraid.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, cold affects them, but they don't seem to have. They don't. This is the same thing like fighting constructs and undead. They don't have a sense of self-preservation, so. Okay, so the first one against you is an 8.
Yep.
And the second one is a 7.
All right.
So on me, that's an 8. Miss. That's a 9. They miss both times. The bolts are going flying everywhere. You also notice that the light of the crystals is dimming a little bit. We haven't really we haven't really experimented. I can't remember. No, I think we did identify one of these before.
Yeah, they got
We must have. Yeah, they only have 7 charges, and they fired off 4 blasts at this point, so they're running out of charges.
10 charges. Oh no, it was the same as the wand of magic missiles. That's right. Yes, and they both fired off 2.
4. Yeah, so
Each, yeah, so.
4. They've each fired off 4 at this point, so only 3 charges left.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so that's their turn. They can't move. They just say.
Yeah.
So we come to you now. Well, they're easy targets at the moment.
Yeah, I get advantage to hit them, so I think I'll just go with firebolt.
All right, with advantage.
Oh, a natural 20.
That definitely hits.
Finally
Oh, hi.
Yeah, finally redeeming itself. 12 total.
Okay, it's a pretty good hit.
Terrible hit.
The firebolt goes in basically, and then detonates inside for a moment. It's not looking well.
Gonna finish it off right there, but I rolled a 5 and a 1.
Speaking of finishing off, I could just hit them with Frost Breath again.
I don't know.
That seems like a bit of a waste.
Not any real danger here at the moment.
Alright. Well, their Constitution saving throw isn't the best, so I'll hit the damage, the one you almost killed with frostbite. That's another failure. 4 points of cold damage. That's exactly how many points it had left.
Alright.
So one stops moving.
One's down.
One's completely frozen in a block of ice now.
Alright.
Alright. And we come to the last one. It's not intelligent enough to try and break free, I'm afraid.
Oh, I'm gonna keep shooting at us.
Yep. Uh, 13 hits me. And the second one is a 15. I could. Do I want to use shield or? Yeah, it's. I'm gonna cast shield. It's in the range of for that, so I'll cast shield as a reaction, block both bolts, and not take damage from that. Even if I am resistant, it's fine. Yeah. And there's barely any light coming from the crystal now.
Alright. I am going to firebolt.
Go with advantage.
20 some odd hit. 24.
That hits. They have a higher armor class, but not that good.
8 points of damage.
Alright. It's sputtering and clockwork is grinding together. It's trying to keep itself functioning. And it's still trying to deal with us, but it's not going well for it.
Yeah, too bad we couldn't reason with these things.
I'm sorry, but they're exactly as intelligent as the Onkags.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to frostbite again, but this one rolled a natural 20.
Ah,
So there's that. Alright. It aims its Biden at you and fires a bolt at you for an attack 12 to hit.
nope.
Okay, it misses, and it goes to fire again. Nothing happens. That was the 7th and final charge.
Yep.
Alright.
Does it crumble like a wand does?
No, but the crystal is completely dark now.
Alright. Well, seeing I was not bothering to try breaking free.
Might do that next turn.
17 to hit.
That's a miss.
What? Hold on a sec. Plus 7. Oh, 18 to hit, sorry.
18 is their armor class.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Should know what my plus to hit is by now. For 16 points of damage.
It shatters this one.
Hey.
Alright.
Wow. Okay.
Alright. And everything goes quiet at that point, as the last echoes of it clanging the floor cease.
Okay. That's a very cool idea, but it's going to take us 8 hours to pull it off.
What?
Well, obviously, this person is going to report with a sending stone.
Yes.
I heard her speak, right?
You heard her say something, yes.
Yes. So
She said, there it is, basically. So she said one sentence.
Yeah. If we might as well search this place and use it as a rest spot.
Yep.
And I can prepare disguise self. I can disguise myself as her. Obviously, the height problem is going to be there, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be a sending stone. Actually, no, it doesn't matter.
Sending stone isn't visual.
With a sending stone, is there?
No, it's just audible.
All right. Can you be my judge here? As I'm going to try and imitate her voice.
All right, make a performance check.
Yeah. Which is what, charisma?
Yep.
Never mind. All right. Instead, I am going to do something I've done many times, and that is imitate Zorik's voice.
Much easier DC.
Yes. Or -1. Um,
You've done this enough that you can probably do this at an advantage.
3 -1.
You're a little off today on your mimicry, I'm afraid.
All right. I suggest we search this place, do a detect magic. I think this looks like a perfectly good spot to have long rest.
Okay. So I'm going to take the 10 minutes I need to ritual cast detect magic.
Yep.
Which means we can easily find the sending stone.
Yeah.
So the way we know enough about sending stones to know that they work in pairs. So this will only send to whoever has the other half.
Yep. That's all I care about at the moment.
Yeah. So going around, I'm saying that there isn't any real magic items, but there's a few things in here which I recognize as ingredients for magical supplies, basically.
Right. Anything for potions or anything?
Well, there's an alchemy set up here, so there's a whole bunch of things, but you'd be better suited to determining what those are than I am.
I will do a search, see if there's any components that I can use for at least the potions I know. There'll be a 20 total.
20 total. All right. So there are two basically alchemy setups there, as you can see on the two tables.
Yep.
All right, so you go through searching them, and you find a bunch of things you don't recognize, but were probably that are being used as it can be used in ingredients in all sorts of nastier potions and poisons. And you do remember the fact that we've already seen someone who's been experimented on, basically.
Yep.
Just looking around here, though, you don't think they were experimented on here. There doesn't seem to be enough space for that.
Okay.
Yeah. But apart from that, you can find enough ingredients. One second. You can find 2 vials of dragon lily nectar, which you remember are used for potions of heroism.
Yep.
And you can find 2 of those large toadstools, which are used for the potions of invisibility.
Cool.
Yep.
Did I ever manage to figure that potion
You also
out?
find a rolled up scroll in the bookcase beside one of the bookcases by there.
Yep.
You don't feel like it's not a spell scroll. This is a potion formula.
Oh.
It's going to take some time for you to decipher everything for what it does, but you can write that down on your character sheet.
Cool. I'll have to examine that.
Okay. All right. And now I'm going to do a search. Yep. I don't seem to be having much luck. Most of these books aren't on anything that really interests me.
Okay. I think it's time for a long rest.
All right. Well, we have a very easy place to set up the alarm spell.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a nice constriction there.
Yeah. I also am going to ask for your help just to drag the suits of armor out of here and back into our, just so if we're going to set up camp here.
Yeah, and also her body too.
Yeah. That's off in the corner, by the way.
Yeah.
It went flying.
So she had no magic items on her at all besides the sending stone?
Beside the sending stone, nope. She seems to have been sent out here with a bit of more of a bare setup.
Yeah. All right. Drag them out to where they actually are here on the...
Yeah. So we're going to just put them in that alcove, basically.
Yeah. Pile it up.
So, there are also obviously the 2 bidons, if we want to take those.
What are we going to do with them?
I don't know. They won't fit in our bags of holding, unfortunately. They're too big.
No.
And they have those pointy ends that can puncture a bag of holding and ruin it. which we don't want, which probably isn't worth the risk.
All right. This is a thought because we're running into a fair amount of these people, and we are also sort of running into well, the possibility of running into more of these because we get closer to this fountain. If we each carry one, I know this is a nuisance. If we each carry one, you know Disguise Self now, right?
I do. I don't have it prepared, but I do know it.
Yeah, and so do I. So if we prepare those spells, it might give us a chance to do some infiltration, find some knowledge. It might be a great way of spying on these people. And
Possibly. No, with Disguise Self, there are great many other options that could be a lot more unobtrusive than just one of their foot soldiers.
yeah, but foot soldiers are usually the kinds of things that just go unobserved. If we start coming up as actual, sorcerers, more questions will be asked.
I just thought we could also appear as just someone in the background, just doing something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of possibilities. I'm not sure if it's worth dragging these things along with us.
Well, no. All right, that's fine. This is an idea. All right, we got the hut out.
Yep, I set up alarm.
And long rest.
And we're going to have a long rest. All right. And I think that's where we're going to stop for today.
Hold on a minute. Nope.
Nope.
I wanted to use the sending stone before we go anywhere.
Okay. So we're going to get a long rest then.
Yep. So I'll get all my luck back, which I might need. So
we don't pass dawn, unfortunately, so the ring doesn't recharge.
That's fine. And I want to imitate Zorik's voice.
1 second. I do also get my portrait back. Do you want some help with that? I do have an 18 here.
Sure, why not? Okay. Now that'll burn through a bunch of luck. So,
all right, with an 18, even with your -1, that's enough for this. Okay. All right. So you imitate Zorik's voice, and I assume you speak into the sending stone, which does not require attunement, so you can use it.
Yep. I say. All right. Which of you low-level gods has the other end of this thing?
So that's your message.
Yep.
That was a reaction roll.
Yep.
And I rolled a natural 1. 1 second. I just want to look up the specifics of this magic item because
yeah, can I continue talking?
You cast the sending spell.
Oh,
the target of the bearer on the other side, no other creature. And you can only use it once per day.
All right, so
you have 25 words if you want.
Okay. All right. Instead, they'll have to do this all at once. All right, I'm gonna say. All right, to whatever low-level god is on the other end of this thing, this is Zorik. I'm coming for you. I'm gaining power.
Right, that was under 25 words, so that'll be the full message.
Your experiment is over.
All right.
I don't know if I got it.
I wasn't exactly counting there.
All right, but... I'm gonna amend it a little bit, I suppose. Yeah, we'll go with wannabe gods. All right, wannabe. All right, wannabe god. This is Zorik. I'm coming for you. I'm gaining power. Your experiment is over. 23.
Okay. All right, so that goes through.
You got a response?
You do get a response. The first thing you get is a bit of a startled, halfway between a yelp and a scream. He just rolled a 1.
Yep.
And then you hear a nervous voice says, Zorik, what are you thinking? Why are you doing this? The strength of the court comes from our unity. Cease this foolish rebellion. Turn yourself in. There's very little conviction in the voice when it's said. That was a 1, but that's what the message you receive is.
It's fine. I'm gonna keep this thing for now.
Yes, I have given you a magic item that allows you to annoy this particular sorcerer once a day.
Yeah.
I'm sure that won't come back to bite me.
Oh, of course not.
All right, so once we wake up in the morning and you finish your little pantomime with Zork,
yep.
I think we'll call it there for the session.
All right.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that. Zork needs to remain alive in the minds.
One other thing I assume you're going to be doing is you're going to be searching the body of this the sorceress for one of those emblems, because you seem to be collecting those.
Yeah, I was really hoping this is going to be visual, because then I had a whole collection of these things to show them.
Unfortunately not. But there's nothing preventing you from adding that to your collection.
Nope, one more emblem.
So that brings you up to 5 currently.
I think so.
Yep.
Hold on a sec.
Well, Zork, Vapula, Ludmilla, the General, General Skywatcher, and now this one. Yeah, so 5.
Come on, page turnover. Yep, this is 5.
Yep. All right. So you can add that to your growing collection of Grizzly trophies.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not like heads or anything.
Yeah. All right, and yeah, we're going to call it there for the evening. So thank you for watching, everyone. Please remember to like and subscribe, and please join us here again next time as we continue our adventures in the wilds of Taiga. Thank you, everyone.
Have a good night.